Welcome to the Garage Window Railway. I'm Simon and this is the 009 build. In 2016 my dad had his knees shimmed and could go walking. Mum let us out for a boys' week in Wales. So we visited the Welsh narrow gauge railways and rode on them. This model railway is dedicated to my dad Pete and that week in 2016 and the Festiniog. At the end of the first month the rail was laid on 9mm ply and we had all the climbing sections in place and had got the engine running in order to see the clearances. The armature for the landscape is made of polystyrene carved with a knife, and we put a riverbed in by lowering sections off the 9mm board and building up others. We'd added bridges from wheels. Now for the second month. Firstly, I bought a Bachmann engine shed and water tower, and my friend Liam kindly lent me a right hand point to fit. The rivet bed was fitted and the tunnel armature at the river end was also complete, and slowly I was beginning to add slate to it. Hillsides were covered with mod rock and then with a smooth layer of sculptor mould. Once the sculptor mould was there, a wet mix was tapped into place and left to look like a rough rock face. The riverbed continued to grow with gravel, and the cutting and hillside at the west end was also sculptor moulded with some embedded real slate and the tunnel mouths that I'd bought on eBay. Buildings were also put in their final placements. Bachmann workers' cottages and a Hornby Baptist chapel complemented the engine shed and water tower. The platform was laid using wheel slabs, and then everything on the landscape was given a base coat of Wicks 235 slate. I thought the slate would not match, but actually it was a very good match for the real stone. Having applied this, it was time for some essential running to show off the engine and see how it looked against the landscape. My sister commented that the base grey was too uniform and needed some toning, which was planned, but in the garage it took a couple of weeks for the paint to dry. Coming round the bend into the wooded section under the footbridge, the engine disappears into the tunnel. Climbing up the passing loop, leaving the cutting under the footbridge, over the river bridge and into the hidden section. The other change that we added was a Pico country station. This comes in beige but was given a very heavy paint job to make it look slate-like. Starting with some Revel paints with mixed greys and then using Vallejo dark grey wash to tone the whole thing down. Acrylic paints from Hobbycraft were also used to dry brush and provide highlights on the scenery section. But it was still too light. Time for the washes. Light grey wash was used over the grey paint on the flagstones of the platform, and the dark grey wash here on the left was used to darken down and tone the whole river valley, and I'm very pleased with the results. And finally, for some more essential testing as we move into month 3. Emerging into the platform. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you find it interesting, and hit the notify button for new videos.